She was in it for a cash grab. He's trying to give her money up front. He want to pay the 18 years in advance.
Man could be telling you and doing all the right things and you thinking he's going to be a great father and it ends up not being.
I now have a child with another successful man. There's no telling you guys that I'm not a gold digger.
You see, a wise man learns from his mistakes, but a wiser man learns from the mistakes of others. A quote that I feel like all men should live by. It'll save you a lot of time and a lot of money. See, in a day where nobody's taking things serious, everything is for recreational use only. What's in it for me? Where can I benefit? We're seeing more and more of these stories that we're about to talk about. Today we're discussing another story of a rich man getting targeted by a BBL menace. But this story might be a story of how the scammer got scammed. Today we're talking about the story of Anthony Edwards and his baby moms. Check this out.
They say Anthony Edwards wants to pay 18 years of child support up front, and I see some folks on the internet upset. If this is even true, why is this a problem exactly? She was in it for a cash grab. He's trying to give her money up front. He want to pay the 18 years in advance. Y'all be on here screaming, my body, my choice, his money, his choice. He already gave up his rights to the kid. He said he don't want no visitation. When she initially got pregnant, he gave her money and plus some so she'd get the abortion. She chose to ignore it. Instead, she secretly moved to California in order to try to get more money when the kid was born off child support, and that backfired. They said, nah, you finna get your child support from Georgia. It's one thing when a man convinces you that you want the kid and then turn into a deadbeat. It's another thing when you're trying to do a cash grab and bruh been letting you know he not finna take care of that kid, he don't want the kid, etc., and you still go forward with it. So all this nonsense, oh my God, he's a horrible person for trying to pay the 18 years up front. He told y'all he was about to act like this. He told y'all. I'm not understanding why everyone's surprised. It's not like he's lying to us. He told us.
Ain't it crazy that if she didn't want the child, it would have been like $600 for her to get an abortion or something like that. But if he don't want the child, he got to pay $1 million. Ain't that wild? And the fact that she said, yeah, I'll take the abortion money and then just ran off with it and never got an abortion, that just shows what kind of woman this is. That just shows you're greedy. After the man told you, I don't want to have nothing to do with this child, you said, F that, I'm trying to cash out on a check. But that's the issue with today's hookup culture. Everybody's just in it for themselves, no matter what the repercussions might be or who gets hurt in the middle. This is her response to all of the backlash that she's getting.
I've also come to realization that there are just certain allegations that I will never, ever meet with you guys. I came into this situation with the status because I have a child by a very successful artist, right? From then, I'm viewed as a certain type of woman because I'm beautiful and I have a nice body. And normally women like that attract a certain caliber of men, which is also not my fault. Now that I am in yet another situation where I now have a child with another successful man, there's no telling you guys that I'm not a gold digger. You guys, it's no beating those allegations at all. The only thing that irritates me is I read comments that say, oh, you're a gold digger, or you kept the baby for a check. What if I came to y'all's pages, right? And I compared the men that you have children with to the men that I have children with. And I said, you were digging for poverty when you picked him to be your baby daddy, weren't you? Oh, you kept that baby for an extra income tax credit, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for a couple extra $100 in food stamps, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for an extra Section 8 voucher. Is that why you kept your baby? I've been purposely staying off the internet. Reason being is because I don't want to come out of character from the things that are being written and commented, the lies that are being made up. And I know that if I put myself in position to respond, I'm then putting myself in position to defend my daughter. And defending her of what has been written, there's no nice way to do it because people have been so ignorant and so cold-hearted towards a child. I'm not even sure if it's a woman or if maybe, well, I know I'm probably getting this attention because of who I am and who I am attached to. Just generally speaking, the second a woman decides to make the decision about her body and her child, y'all turn into weirdos. Do you want a man to tell you what to do with your body or not? Do you want the right or not? What happened? I'm on one tonight. We gonna talk about it. Cause see, I sat back and I watched y'all in your dirty bonnets, lay back on your headboards or in your cars with the cloth seats. I saw you. and you voiced your opinion about what you would have did if you were in my situation with my options that you do not have, and you probably never will. How you gonna tell me what you would have did with when you had a baby for your weekend, or you had a baby for that dude that be robbing everybody, or you had a baby for the booster, or you had a baby for the dude that you have to run down for $250? Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yo, is part of getting a BBL, like, is part of the procedure like taking pieces of your brain and put it into your butt? Because why are y'all so delusional? You think people are jealous of you because you have rich baby daddies? That's why people are calling you a gold digger? Shorty, your kids are gonna grow up with trauma that you created. She's talking about, I got a rich baby daddy and your baby daddy's is broke. The issue is that y'all be thinking about money as if money does not run out. So once all that money runs out, now you're stuck with a man's child that does not want to be there. This just seems like taking prostitution to the next level to get a guaranteed check for the next 18 years. It's sad that y'all look at kids like contracts. I'm telling you, man, the mind of these predatory women needs to be studied. Like, we need to talk about this more. And this is all in the name of money. And the only person that's losing in this whole situation is the kids. But fellas, open up your eyes. You turned down the girl next door to be with these BBL girls that you see on Instagram, but they are preying on you this whole time. Like, you go to practice, you work out, constantly training, just for a girl to just have a big booty, because that's all these girls are bringing to you. Big booty and a decent face, and now she gets a piece of all the hard work that you work for. Y'all have to open up your eyes and see the play that's being played right in front of you. Yo, I'm a man at the end of the day. Now, I mean, all I own is my accountability. I do not own the actions of other people. All I own is my accountability. So I would have to look at myself and say, yo, where did I go wrong? Y'all gotta leave these bops alone, man. That is not the way. And the crazy part about it is, most of us men have been taught the more women you have, the better. And I'm not mad at the more women you have access to while you're single, but sleeping with multiple women, raw dogging multiple women, is layers that needs to be talked about and discussed. Because y'all dudes is trying to get with all these women, y'all not putting the proper protection to protect yourself at the end of the day. I think the biggest lies that have ever been told to a boy or a man is that the more girls you get, the better. That is a lie. And that is why a lot of men are out here chasing women as well, because they're trying to rank up them numbers. But that's a video for another time. But that's why a lot of y'all dudes is winding up in these situations. Imagine if you just knew the value that you had and you're like, yeah, she might be fat or whatever, but you know what? I'm good. I don't want to deal with what may come with that. She's not worth me just because she has a big booty. But that's the problem with hookup culture. Everybody wants to get what they can get out of the situation, but they run as soon as responsibility pops up. We have women on podcasts that are also talking about this situation, and their answer to the situation might surprise you. Listen
At that point, that's where I would say, like, the responsibility is primarily on the woman. Correct. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we know it's two people, but you don't have to lay down with that man knowing you ovulating. Yeah. You know what happens if you have unprotected. When you ovulating. Exactly. You know what's going to happen if you have unprotected sex. So when it gets to the point of him making the decision, like, this is my decision, I feel like, you know.
He can.
Yeah, at this point.
I agree.
And I feel like, you know, we have to be, as women, we have to take on the responsibility of thinking of the child too. Like, right. You know, you're not married to this man. You know, you're not connected to him in any kind of way. So we have to think about, you know, the child at this moment. Like, if I bring a child into this world, what is the quality of life going to be? How is it, you know, like these are the things that as women, you should be thinking about when you lay down with a man. Like,
with or without a man.
Right. It just 100%.
Is.
But I feel like women don't think about that. They're, you know, we are emotional creatures and we're laying down thinking like, oh, he loves me.
And then too, you never know. Even a man could be telling you and doing all the right things and you thinking he's going to be a great father and it ends up not being. But at the end of the day, like, in this situation, you know, I really feel like the responsibility, you know, was on her, like, in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, and I hate, like, putting blame on people like that. But I hope that she isn't, like, trying to say that he's wrong for the decision that he made. I think he's making a the best decision he can for himself, his
I
family.
agree. I feel like it's
In
very
the
adult.
situation.
I agree with you.
Because why bring that baby into the world knowing that
he's
was
not gonna have a father.
a fling baby? Or,
Yeah.
you know, like that's
Yeah.
already trauma. That's already.
Absolutely.
So just go, I'm going to take care of him. But, you know, you need to figure out that situation. And I hate that sounds so bad.
It
but-
sounds
No,
bad,
but
but
it does sound-
men should have a right as well. I know
agree.
both parties are making dumb decisions before the baby is coming into this world, but I do feel like men should have a decision as well.
But he need to wrap it up. Wear a condom, sir.
Yeah, we still gonna hold you accountable,
Okay.
Anthony.
Can't just be out here making
Right.
babies talking about
Yeah.
He said he don't want to be the face of the NBA, you know. So
What
he,
y'all think? Y'all think them ladies trying to save face just in case they get a turn? Nah, I'm just playing. It's crazy because even the ladies are seeing it. Usually this is like a one-sided argument where the men are saying one thing and the women are saying the other. Now, let's hear from the people that are against Anthony Edwards.
Yeah. Now, he dead ass wrong for not even wanting to be in that child's life, because at the end of the day, that child has nothing to do with what you and that mama did. These are a prime example of it doesn't matter how much money you make, you can always still lay down with the wrong person. Doesn't even matter. Now, what y'all got to say about that? This man is rich and she still laid down with the wrong person. Oh, okay, everybody on mute. That's what I thought. But no, I don't think it's fair, and I don't think it's right for that child's sake. You don't got to have a relationship with that mama. But I hope one day he wake up and be like, you know what? I do want to be in my child's life, because that baby got to grow up and she gonna see this. She gonna see this one day on the internet that my daddy paid for him not to have nothing to do with me. But I see my daddy having a relationship with the rest of his kids and not me. All because my mama wanted to extort him, because that's exactly what happened. So he did a Uno reverse draw four and skip you and Uno out. That's what he did. And he paid up for the next 18 years. So yeah, she shouldn't be calling him for nothing. Girl, I don't give a damn if that child turned 5 and they want a PS5. Don't call that man, because he already paid you. But I do feel like that baby should be able to call her daddy and talk to her daddy and have a relationship with her daddy. That's what he is wrong at. And then it goes to show it, money is not everything. You should always value the fact that that child and that father should have a relationship regardless of the money. You can make money every day. You can't get back those memories. That's the only thing. So yeah, I just think it's both wrong. Both of them wrong. At the end of the day, y'all both decided to have raw sex. I'm sure both of y'all talked to each other through y'all orgasms. And now a child is involved, and now everybody want out. It doesn't work like that. I get it, but I hope he do wake up and say, I do want a relationship with that child. That mama's something else, though. I don't know what it is.
All right, so y'all know me. There has to be a lesson in all of my videos. So at some point in time, you can't blame situations solely on the predator. Like, for example, if there was a kidnapper in a neighborhood and a mom lived in that neighborhood with all 5 of her kids, and one kid got kidnapped by that kidnapper, they found out, and the kidnapper, you know, for whatever reason, he still lived in that neighborhood, then a second kid got kidnapped from that mom's house. At what point in time do you look at the mom and say, yo, why are you still living in this neighborhood? Why don't you relocate with your kids? Because clearly there's a predator on the loose. At some point in time, you have to look at that mom and say, you need to move. You need to avoid the predator. And so yes, I get the whole money aspect and basically paying up front so you don't have to deal with the woman. I completely understand. And I feel like if most men had the money not to talk to their baby moms at all, they could just send the money and whatever you need financially, here you go, they probably would. But at the end of the day, I do not agree with any man that says he wants zero involvement with his kid, because at the end of the day, that is still your legacy. That is someone that is still part of your generations. That is still somebody that's a part of your bloodline. And I see a lot of people saying, oh, he did the right thing because he paid himself out of it. Yeah, but that does not replace having a father. Like, she is dead wrong. Like, she's wrong. She put her kid in this situation the most out of the two of them. But allowing your child to grow up with no dad because you can't stand the mama, that's not fair. Because I'm gonna be real with y'all, a lot of y'all are products of your father looking at your mom like that. Your father said to your mom, I don't want a child. Your mom still had you. And you didn't grow up saying to yourself, I understand why my dad left or whatever, because my mom is just too much to deal with. No, you grew up like, dang, I really wish I had a relationship with my dad. I wish my dad would have been around. I wish I was able to learn certain things from my dad. Like, think about it. This child is not going to be able to celebrate Father's Day. They're not going to be able to go to the father-daughter dance, all because of some stuff that some adults had going on. At the end of the day, Anthony, you should have wrapped it up. Raw dog and a bop is crazy, but that's the problem with hookup culture. We don't talk about these aspects of it, that you might have a baby that comes out of it from a girl you don't want to be with. Now, I mean, like, y'all are so gun-ho on letting your man downstairs run your actions that you're not really thinking logically until start to hit the fan. Excuse my French. I have too many friends that have grown up without their pops. I watch them mourn what could have been, what the possibility of what that relationship would have been like, what they dad could have taught them. They never talk about, I wonder if my mom just pushed away my dad. Nah, they want to have relationships with their dad. So no way, no shape or form will I ever say it is okay for a man to not be present in his child's life. I cannot have my seed just walking around in this earth, somebody with my DNA just walking around on this earth, somebody that did not ask to be here, but I put them here. They're walking around on this earth because of a mistake that I made. So I say, well, because your mom still had you, you know, you have to grow up with no dad. If y'all think that is okay, I'm gonna just say y'all gotta get checked. All right, dealing with the woman, now I ain't doing that. If I got the money to pay off the mama, by all means. But not being there for your kid, not allowing your kid to have those pictures, now I mean those moments. At the end of the day, when you lay down with somebody, you need, especially raw doggy, you need to know the repercussions that can come out of that. Men, we only own our accountability. All right, what we do is the only thing we own. We don't own what a woman does once we do what we do. That's where dudes is messing up. You only own what you did, your accountability. All right, so you have to look at yourself and say, damn, I should have wrapped it up. But because I didn't wrap it up, this can come out of it. I could possibly say to her, yo, let me pay you for abortion, and she doesn't get the abortion. That's the power you give her. And I know, fellas, this is not what we want to hear. We want to sit here and point the finger at the woman. She's crazy. But how are we going to avoid kids growing up with no dads? Granted, moms, y'all definitely need to be holding each other accountable because y'all are bugging out having kids by men that don't want kids. But at the same time, fellas, we shouldn't even put women in the predicament to even have to make that decision. Now, I mean, wrap it up or don't do it. That's how I feel. But hey, man, it's been your boy Ty Boogie, and I'm gonna just leave this here. Go ahead and join the Discord down below. Some people's not gonna agree with me. Feel free to comment below. Hit that like, comment, and subscribe button and all that good stuff, man. Hey, man, it's been your boy Ty Boogie. I'm out of here, man. Peace.